Okay, so in the previous tutorial we made this platform here and we set up the logic bricks in Blender to allow us to move the platform, to tilt it around using the arrow keys. So in this part of the tutorial what we're going to do is add a ball into the scene and apply physics to it so that the ball can fall and gravity can pull it and it will move when the platform here tilts. So first of all I'm going to change to a top view. I'm going to move my cursor just over to the left here and press Shift and A, and then from the add menu I'm going to choose a mesh and a UV sphere. Okay, so the sphere, the ball, has to be small enough to fit through this hole here. Okay, so I'm just going to press S to scale it, just make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to move the ball over to the left here and just changing my view to a side view, I'm going to make sure that the ball is actually above the platform like so. I'll just have a look through the camera pressing 0 on my number pad and I can just see the ball just inside the camera view just there. Now if I test the game we'll find that the ball just hovers there. Okay, it isn't affected by physics just yet, so there is something that we need to change. In the properties panel here over on the right hand side there's a little button here for physics. Now make sure that you have the Blender game renderer set here, because if it's on the ordinary render then you'll see a whole bunch of different settings here. Right, it has to be set to the Blender game engine. Now we'll see that this object is currently set as a static object. I'm going to change that to a rigid body. Now rigid body is like a realistic solid object which is affected by physics and gravity, so I'm going to choose that, and I'm also going to set its collision bounds to a sphere so that when it collides with other objects it actually acts like a real sphere or a ball. Okay, now that I've set those, what I can do is just test the game by pressing P, and you see the ball falls, and then if I tilt the platform you'll see that the ball actually moves around. Okay, and it will be quite tricky to get it through that hole, but at any time I can press escape to come out of play mode. Okay, something else you might find is that the default settings for gravity are just a little bit unrealistic inside Blender. So down here in the properties panel I'm going to select the world and find the gravity settings, which are currently at 9.8. Okay, I'm going to set that a little bit higher to maybe 15, and then when I test the game again you should find that the ball acts a little more realistically. It actually feels as though it's got a bit more weight. Okay, and at the present if the ball falls through the hole nothing really happens. Okay, so in the next lesson what we're going to do is deal with the ball falling off the platform. If it falls off the edge, we want the game to restart so that you have another go at trying to get it through the hole.